Hello everyone, welcome to today's YouTube video on Adam Code. So we are picking off from where we left off and continuing the series where we are building an online store. So you remember the previous video, I was going to think about whether to track the quantity or do not track the quantity in order to see whether there's stock available or not, but I don't think it's really applicable to this scenario in terms of it being a perishable good. And I had also done some changes as well. I just put all the products in a category, which is food and beverages. And how I done that was I just selected all and then I went to bulk edit. But it was a pain in the hole to actually, change all those, each and every product category, to change them to food. And I think I'm happy enough with putting all the products in the same category, and I'm also happy enough with keeping them all not even to track, because I don't think anyone tracks inventory for perishable goods as like bread. So this is how the store is looking now. We go to our bread category, we can see all the bread. We go to products, we can see all products. So this is basically just a recap on what we done in the previous video. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave a link in the description. So now I had a couple of things that we needed to tweak. So for instance, the products are just standalone, and we know, for instance, some products might have different variations, and you might be wondering, how do we configure that on a specific product? So I'll go to my favorite product, which is the sourdough bread. And you can see, for instance, now it's just showing one image, which is fine. I don't have the time to go about looking for more images, but let's think about what we can do to add more variants. So I went to ChatGPT and I was like, if I were to introduce at least 3 variants each of the products listed there, what would you recommend? And as usual, ChatGPT came up with 3 different variations of each product that I just picked up 3 out of the lot. So the sourdough bread, the lemon cake, and I think the third one was the fruit tart, because I know they would be the likes that would definitely have some kind of variations. I'm not saying the rest wouldn't. Well, these are the ones that came to mind. So if you have a look at the response here from ChatGPT, for instance, the sourdough bread, for instance, we have 3 different kinds, I would call it, which is which includes the classic. We have a seeded kind, and I think we have the whole wheat kind, and you can see some other things there as well. Like you can see size, regular size, 500 grams, and there are some ingredients as well. So each variant has its own kind of ingredients. So I might in the future think of a way to come up with a dynamic description. So if we activate the variant, whatever you select should come up with its own ingredients. So that might be something we'll be doing down the line. So now we want to go back and edit this product and make sure that we can have various variations to the product. So you have to just go back to the product, select the product to manage and edit it, and then go to the bottom where you have the variant section, where you be asked, so what variant are you looking into? So you have to think of a name. So like bread, I'd say bread, I'd call it maybe what type of bread or what kind of bread. I just decided to go with type of bread, so I put in type, and I had a snapshot of the results that I got from ChatGPT on the site. So we had classic, and I think the second one was something to do with whole wheat. Yeah, so whole wheat, pardon my typo. And the third one was seeded. So ideally, if you go to a store where you wanted to buy maybe that kind of bread, those are possibly the 3 options that you get. So I have put those variants in there, I've saved it, and we might just want to look at how it looks like. So go to preview at the top right corner, and there you have it. You have the product showing, and it has the various variations that you can pick and choose. But then if you look at the snippet that ChatGPT gave us, you can see that it also gave a size 500 grams. So some people might be very focused on maybe what calories are involved in the bread or the sourdough bread you're getting. Maybe we might want to create a different variation. Maybe some are of this specific size. So maybe we'll call it a half loaf of bread, or maybe a loaf of bread. I was thinking about this and I realized, what if we can just call it half loaf and maybe put the grams or like the size beside it? So like half loaf 250 grams and maybe loaf 500 grams. That would make sense, I reckon. So if I save that now, and you can see that I have two kinds of variations all merged together. So if it's a classic type, you have the half loaf and you have the full loaf, and it replicates across all the different variations. Now if you preview that now, you can see there that if you select the classic type, you either have the option to choose a half loaf or the full loaf, and the size is beside it as well, and it replicates across all the different types. And then it occurred to me as well, like, look, they're all the same price, I think, and they're all looking the same. So you might be wondering, is there a way we can differentiate all the price? Obviously, if something is 500 grams, that'd be much more expensive than something that is maybe half that size. So I just bulk edited, selecting, you know, all the 250 gram ones, so you can see there, and I'm just going to edit their price unit by unit. So €4, it just makes sense to give it €4. And if you save that now and you preview the store, it should now actually give you, I'm just going to refresh that page there. Yeah, so if I choose classic and I choose half loaf or full loaf, so full loaf is showing €8, and if I change the variant to a different size, you can see that the price has changed to €4. So that's basically how you can add variants to a specific product. So I'm not really going to sit here and do all of the products that I, you know, ask ChatGPT about, but what I might also show you is if you ever want to give, you know, some more information, like of the different variants. For instance, you want to give another picture, this is how you do it. You go into the products, go into the variants, and then you can upload other product pictures that you might have as well. But I don't think I'll be going as far as that. And you can have there, you can see there, I'm not tracking quantity for there as well. And so basically you have a product that has different variants that you can now cherry pick and choose. You can offer different kinds of variants to your customers, and they would, you know, have a lot to choose from. So in an ideal world, each of all those products should have their own different variants. So if I go back to this now, and let's say I now want to just buy 5 of these units, and I'll add them to cart, and I view cart now, you can see there that I have a total of €40 of product to actually process. And if I go to, you know, the information section, like so, I'm in the process of checking now. I can see there I have the email there, and I don't mind the email being there because it's really a public email that people reach out to me on. And let's say I'm just giving the dummy address there. I'm just going to give a dummy postal code. It's not, none of these you see in there aside me email is real. So if I put in there and I continue to ship it, oh crikey, there's a shipping price charge which is €18. Now I haven't really done any videos yet on the shipping because it's a whole video altogether, which I'll be doing in the next video. But you can see there that I'll leave it as it is. But over here, the store can't accept payments right now, so that means we need to configure something to do with payments. So we'll do that now. Yeah, that shipping method, €18. It's absurd. I don't think anyone is actually charging €18 for delivering bread. Yeah, so to go to the payment settings, go to the main admin panel, go to settings at the bottom left, and then you can go to payments on the left panel. You can see there that we have different kinds of payments that you can, you know, set up. So ideally, most people will be going in for the basic Shopify payments. So if you want to do that, you can just click on the activate Shopify payments, and it should give you a list of things that you need to fill in, just your details. And I guarantee you, if you click next, you should be getting some sort of confirmation, or there might be, I don't really remember, but there's a way to, there's a lot more to that. So PayPal is the one that a lot of people would also set up. If you have a PayPal account, you can just sign in and then link it to Shopify, and then what happens is you have that pay now on your carton page via PayPal. And there are other methods as well, like for instance, if you want to do cash on delivery, so when the goods are delivered, when the bread is delivered, then you get the money That's where you can set it up to. But this is a testing store, it's a development store, and I would have the Bogus testing configuration set up on the store, so we can process orders, we can make fake payments which will look genuine and will go through anyway, so we can see how the process really unfolds in a testing environment. So it says there that if you have this set up and you put one in the credit card details, you're trying to simulate an approved transaction, one that the money is good and it, maybe the payment went through. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate this, and we see how it looks now on the checkout page. So I'm just going to go back to that checkout page. I'm just going to refresh, and then that information there that says the store can't accept will change now. So now I have the option to now put in the credit card details. So this is a testing environment. So I think it said 1. I'm just going to put Edem codes there, so that in a way, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some confirmation email somewhere, and I want to see these details showing that it's me that made the order. So expiration date, I think I'll just use maybe May 2025. Yeah. And security code, I think it has to be just the same number. We'll use a shipping address that's the same. And let's see, oh crikey, so it actually has to be 3 numbers like the default, so 111 should be okay. And yeah, so that payment went through. Thank you, Adam. And you will receive a confirmation email with your order number. So you remember that email address that I put in there, it wasn't a dummy one, it was a precise email address. I'm just going to sign in there into my emails there and see if I have that order confirmation. So I'm just going to log into my email environment using Office, so I have access to Office and I have my own email set up. And if I go into my Office, go to Outlook, just going to check my inbox in there to see if there's anything from Shopify or anything from Bread and Butter. Okay, so yeah, it's seen 3 emails in there. One is the order placed confirmation email. It's taking ages to load. So that email there is showing my order summary, and it's showing that it's my store from Shopify, and this is the confirmation. So that thank you confirmation email that they were talking about when we paid, this is the email there. So we received that as well. So you can see there that even in a testing environment, everything is working fine. So like, assuming you're someone that maybe I transferred the store over to you and everything is all set up, this is how you get to see how it works from a testing point of view. So I'm just going to go back to that summary page and go to continue shopping, and we just have a look at that order that was placed. So if you go to the left pane orders, you can see that the order is there placed at that time. You can view customer, like I said, I put Edem codes there for a reason. And if you view the order into details, you can see that, yeah, showing that this is a test product, a text order. And you can have all the bits and pieces of information that you have in there. So basically, this is what we are going to use as a baseline. So I'd say in the next video, we're going to be talking about more on the shipping that we need to resolve. And I hope that you like this video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button to get that update whenever I go live with the next video, which would be about shipping and local delivery. Thanks.